What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, in a game where Washington was actually competitive against a team that is marching their way to the playoffs and look very good and has been known for making fourth quarter comebacks and fourth quarter and overtime comebacks and winning, which is what they did. Washington goes down to the Denver Broncos in a game that was far closer than I thought. 27-26, Marcus Mariota gets his pass blocked on a 2-point conversion. Game is over. Nick Bonito, who has been known to get sacks, did not get a sack, but makes the biggest play of the game. Washington goes down again. It comes off as like a Redskins type of game. You know, cardiac Redskins, you know, feeling like you about to have a heart attack, and then at the very end, they do something that lose the game. Man, there were some bright spots in the game. There were some low spots in the game. They started out very well. They were running the ball and everything. Seemed to be very effective. At some point, they got away from Chris Rodriguez and went full-time with McNichols, which was a good thing to do. Mariota was just out there slinging the ball. He had to throw the ball a lot. It didn't really seem like he had to, but he was doing it anyway. Played very well. Was playing very well. Threw a stupid interception. That ended up turning into some points. But again, just threw a very dumb interception. And I don't know what it is with Mariota and this jumping thing. He needs to keep his feet on the ground. Because, I mean, we've seen him try to jump. And he's jumped and fumbled the ball twice. And now he's jumped and threw a pick. He needs to stop doing that. He needs to stop letting his feet get off the ground and jumping into the air, because only disaster happens when that happens. In fact, I think he was also off his feet when Nick Bonito blocked the pass. So, man, defense wasn't great, but played strong enough to sit up there and win the game. It wasn't their fault that they lost the game, even though in overtime they just let Denver march straight down the field and get the touchdown. But still, they played very effectively. They played strong. They didn't look like they were playing weak or out of place or anything of that such nature. It's just that they couldn't keep up with a lot of the firepower. The return of Terry McLaurin was big. This is something that we all knew. Terry makes a difference. For the first time, we see Debo play ahead of the line of scrimmage for once and not be playing behind the line of scrimmage as much. And that was one of the things that I talked about the fact that he's just a behind the line of scrimmage type of guy. But today, he actually played ahead of the line of scrimmage, which was very good to see. That's something that, you know, needs to be done more often and seen more often than us not sitting there seeing him constantly playing from behind the line of scrimmage. So that was actually really, really good. Next, Denver's a very solid team, a very, very solid team. And they're a team that's going to possibly be very dangerous to anybody in the playoffs as they keep marching along. They will probably win. They will probably win the AFC West. Kansas City, I don't know if Kansas City is going to make it in because they got losses against the Broncos, the Chargers, and they got a loss against Broncos, Chargers, and someone else. And all three of those teams are in the playoffs. So it's going to be difficult for the Chiefs making in. As for Washington, again, another game where we celebrated the pass. I told y'all, when we celebrate the pass, or there's a focus on the pass, there's a focus on Redskins, we have lost the game. And here we are again. Who came out for the coin toss? The Williams, Dexter Manley, and Charles Mann. And guess what happened? We lost the game. So these are games that is just like, hey, it's just going to happen. And because we dedicated this entire season to the Redskins, again, I really do feel that Josh Harris did this as a way of saying, here you go. All y'all who wanted it, y'all complained about it. This is your last opportunity for the Redskins thing. He see doing that basically turned the luck bad on the franchise. And I think after this, Josh Harris is going to be like, you know what? No more. We are the Commanders, or we're going to be the Commanders until we have a new name change. And we will not be going back to the Redskins. I think that's exactly what has happened. He did this as basically a farewell tour for everybody who doesn't get that they're now the Commanders. And for all of y'all who didn't like this season, didn't find this season enjoyable, aren't finding it enjoyable, Hard Knocks starts on Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday. So, yeah, it's one of those things where this has been quite the disappointing season. To see Jaden Daniels go down to injury 3 times, 3 different injuries, crazy. Terry McLaurin, the guy who's been very durable during his tenure in Washington, missed 7 games this season. Noah Brown was healthy and somehow got hurt and was now out for this game, which was crazy. I can't do a lot of complaining because I have to admit they did not play badly. Like they actually did a very good job offensively and defensively. They just didn't have enough to get them over the edge. Mariota almost made a dumb play on the sidelines. If he didn't get out of bounds, there was so many times that this game was almost over due to Marcus Mariota doing something that was like astronomically dumb. It's like, bro, like sometimes just take a chance. There was a point where he missed a wide open, I think it was Jalen Lane who was coming across and he was by himself and he tried to he threw the short pass to McNichols on the sideline, and I don't even know how he missed that throw. I mean, that thing was like right in his face and all he had to do was throw it. But man. Again, like I said, it felt like an actual Redskins type of game. Like it really did. I mean, you get down to the end, your team is playing well, they're looking good, everything like that, and it took the one play, and that's how you lose. 27-26, a blocked 2-point conversion at the end of the game, and Denver walks off celebrating. Nick Bonito, like I said, Nick Bonito wasn't a real factor in the game. Was not a real factor in the game until it mattered. Until it mattered. Was not a factor in the game until he really needed to be a factor. And that was it. The penalties didn't help either. Terry McLaurin initially had the touchdown. They ended up calling it back because Josh Connolly got caught on a holding on Jonathan Cooper. Like I said again, Mariota didn't play bad. It's just that he always has those moments of where he just makes that one incorrect play. And it came in overtime. I mean, They tried. They almost did it. Jaden will more than likely be back for this. I think it's the Giants. I think it's next. The Giants or Minnesota. I think it's the Giants. I think it's the Giants that's next. Yeah. So, yeah. Washington goes down 27-26 in a game that they could have won. And they didn't win because this is the Redskins farewell tour. For all those people who said that they want to be there, I think this is Josh Harris' way of saying, all right, say goodbye. This is it. We're not going back there. We're now the Commanders, and we're now the Commanders until further notice. And even with that, we will not be going back to the Redskins. So, I mean, like I said again, it wasn't a bad game. It was just so many little small key things. The 3-and-outs. They had a lot of 3-and-outs. That was crazy. I couldn't understand why there was so many 3-and-outs. Now, I'm going to say this on the opposite side. For a lot of Denver fans, there were things that I noticed on that side that I couldn't understand at all. Like, one, I didn't understand why they didn't blitz Washington more. I mean, because there were a lot of times that they could have actually, like, really disrupted the game, and they chose not to. It's almost like they were playing like this zone scheme the whole time. Now, I will say this as well. Denver's playing a very risky game with leaving Riley Moss out there by himself. And I understand that other teams showcased against us, but when it came down to it, like, I don't think that Denver understands that Riley Moss is going to end up being a death to them, because why? They go into the playoffs. They're going to face some dangerous wide receivers in the playoffs, and there won't be a lot of teams there won't be a lot of times that they can rely on their secondary or somebody else to assist him. And I think that when they get into the playoffs, they're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure the Denver fans already know that. Like, Riley Moss is crazy. Now, I know Jahdae Barron was drafted, and I guess he has to get up to speed, but I probably see him in the future taking that starting spot away, because Riley Moss is actually a nightmare. But, I mean, you can't help it when he's targeted as much as he is, but he's targeted at a clip that's crazy, because, I mean, even when you think about other guys who play opposite of star corners, they normally play very well. An example of that is DJ Reed when he was playing opposite of Sauce Gardner. So that's something that can be done, but Riley Moss is a liability, and I do see that eventually that's going to be a problem for Denver down the road. So we'll definitely see how that goes. But again, cardiac Redskins, whatever they want to be called, go down to the Denver Broncos 27-26. Again, honoring the past. Doug Williams was out there. Dexter Manley was out there. Charles Mann was out there. We've not won any of these games. We didn't win the Brian Mitchell game. We didn't win the Darryl Green game. We didn't win the Art Monk game, which was this year. We didn't win the Sean Taylor game. That was against the Kansas City Chiefs. We have not won these games. I think also, who else did we put in the Ring of Fame? It was was it Charlie Brown, or it was somebody? London Fletcher. We didn't win that game either. We didn't win the Santana Moss game. So we have not won these games. So be on the lookout for that, because we have not won those games at all. So with that being said, y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this game? Did this game encourage y'all for them to close it up in the final games of the season? Or are you like, go ahead, game season's over, let's just pack it in and let's go on about, let's see what these young guys can do. Sit all the veterans, let's play the young guys, and let's go from there. Or do you feel like, hey, let's play it out strong? even though that reduces your opportunity to get a higher draft pick. How do you feel about that? Not only that, how many of y'all are looking forward to seeing how Washington is showcased on the Hard Knocks season? Y'all tell me what y'all think. And also, Hard Knocks again. I don't have an issue with you using my content. Send me a little check. Little check. Ain't got to be a big check. Just send me a little check. And like I said, I definitely let y'all use my content. Other than that, y'all tell me what it is. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Like, subscribe, and comment, and turn on that post notification so you can know when your man is sitting up in here on broadcast. Other than that, man, this has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.